Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Ambassador Danon will deliver a brief statement on the situation in northern Israel and southern Lebanon. He will take your questions afterwards. If you are called to ask a question, please remember to state your name and your news outlet. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On October 8, the Hezbollah terrorist organization joined Hamas's war against Israel. While we were still counting the bodies, as Hamas slaughtered, raped, and kidnapped our civilians, Hezbollah rained down hundreds of missiles onto the homes of our civilians in the north. Since then, almost 9,000 rockets have been launched at our civilians. 70,000 Israelis have been forced to flee their homes, being made refugees within their own country. They left the schools, the homes. In recent days, Hezbollah has also extended the range of its rocket attacks, forcing hundreds of thousands of Israelis to sleep in bomb shelters. We will not accept these conditions. We will not let Iran's terrorist cronies dictate the future of our nation. Israeli forces have taken necessary actions to protect our nation. Following indications that Hezbollah was about to begin a massive attack against Israeli civilian population centers, our forces conducted precise strikes against Hezbollah's launch points and missile stores in southern Lebanon. This is a long-range Hezbollah missile inside a home in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah terrorists create openings in its walls, as you can see, so they can launch these missiles at Israeli civilians from the inside. That's a double war crime. They are using civilians in Lebanon to target civilians in Israel. Their disregard for civilian life not only threatens Israel, but holds the people of Lebanon hostage in their own country, pushing the entire region toward conflict and chaos. For everyone's sake, we will continue to degrade Hezbollah's capabilities. We will continue to push Hezbollah terrorists back to the Litani River, and we will continue to work towards returning the people of the north to their homes. Thank you.
For your actions in Gaza over the past year and now in Lebanon?
Well, I don't think we're running polls at the UN, but it's unfortunate that people speak about the situation in Gaza without mentioning how it started, what ignited this war. It was an unprovoked attack against Israel, and we defended ourselves. And as we speak, we have 101 hostages in Gaza, and I hope that every leader that will come to speak here will remember them. We will not forget them.
And yet it continues to shut down the offices of Al Jazeera in Israel and the occupied West Bank that is controlled by the Palestinian Authority. What do you say to that?
Can you identify yourself?
It is Habo from Al Jazeera English.
Al Jazeera. So unfortunately, Al Jazeera was involved with incitement. We got the legal experts to gather the information, to evaluate it, and to recommend that for 45 days, the activities of Al Jazeera will not be allowed. And we make a distinct line between reporting and inciting. So as you know, there are like hundreds of reporters in Israel today, in Judea and Samaria, and they are doing the report. But once you cross the line, we have the right to stop that. Yes, please.
Joseph Klein, Canada Free Press. My question. My question to you, sir, is King Abdullah of Jordan spent most of his speech this morning attacking Israel. He had one sentence, I think, acknowledging the October 7th terrorist attacks, but then launched into a wholesale attack on Israel. I'd like your reaction. Thank you.
Well, I think it will not be the last one, unfortunately. We have heard the remarks also from the leader of Turkey, shameful remarks comparing our prime minister to Hitler. That's beyond imagination. And I know that the leaders of the region, they understand that the same radical forces that we are fighting today, they are threatening their regimes as well. We see what happened to Syria, what happened to Lebanon. I believe that many Arab leaders understand that those radical forces are now fighting Israel, but they are also causing problems to their own regimes.
U.S. has offered some concrete ideas to de-escalate. I wonder if you're taking any of them seriously, or do you think that a ground incursion is necessary?
So for sure we take them seriously. As I said a few days ago in the Security Council, we prefer diplomacy. We prefer diplomacy, and we still think it's not too late for the Lebanese government, the Lebanese people, to put pressure on Hezbollah to stop their aggression. If they will not fire rockets into Israel, and we will be able to bring back our residents back to their communities, that's it. You have no escalation. And as we speak, yes, there are important forces trying to come up with ideas, and we are open-minded for that.
Question for the Italian television ambassador. Good morning. Daniele Compatangelo for La Sette, Italian news channel. Although Israel has the right to defend himself, and Europe support Israel, lately there are several critics toward Prime Minister Netanyahu for what's going on with the civilian in Lebanon. What is your reaction? And then my second question is, will Israel accept today? We heard also the King of Jordan say that the two-state solution would be the right choice, and to create the state of Palestine under a coalition of international law and different countries temporarily. What do you think about those two questions, sir?
Well, first, regarding the European leaders, I think they should be strong and brave. And it's not enough to say we support your right for self-defense, but stop it now. Forget about the hostages. Forget about the people of the north who cannot go back home. It doesn't work that way. If you had 100 Italians today in captivity, I'm sure every leader would have demanded that the government will fight until they come home, exactly like our citizens demand from our government. Regarding your second question, Israel is a peaceful nation. We signed peace treaties with Egypt, Jordan, UAE, Morocco, Bahrain, hopefully with Saudi Arabia in the near future. Once we will identify that there is a viable partner among the Palestinian side, we will negotiate. But I want to encourage you to ask President Abbas, when you will see him in the corridors of the UN, why he is not capable of condemning Hamas. 11 months, almost a year after October 7th, President Abbas haven't issued one word distincting himself from the atrocities of Hamas. On the contrary, we see ministers in his government that support and celebrate what we have endured. So I think it requires leadership in order to move forward for a peace agreement between us and the Palestinians. We'll take one last question, please. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. This is NHK. And can Israel sort of handle a second front?
No, we had experience in Lebanon in the past. We are not eager to start any ground invasion anywhere. I don't want to send my son, and we don't want to send our boys to fight in a foreign country. But we are determined to protect the civilians of Israel. We prefer a diplomatic solution. If it's not working, we are using other methods to show to the other side that we mean business. But we will not run for adventure so fast. We will do whatever necessary to bring the residents back to the north. If nothing will help, then the goal of any operation is to achieve peace and tranquility. We hope it will not be required. One last question, please.
Yeah, I'm Yuji Tsuchiya from NHK. Now, many countries accuse your country of trying to continue and expand conflict in the region. So, do you have any specific goal and exit strategy to finish this tragedy?
Well, we know how it will end. It will end when the Hezbollah are not on our border. That will be the end result of the conflict we are facing. We hope we can achieve it fast and without pain for Israelis and Lebanese together. I'm not sure it's possible. Regarding the Prime Minister Netanyahu is still scheduled to arrive to the UN. He's scheduled to land here on Thursday and speak in front of the General Assembly on Friday morning. But as you can imagine, things are dynamic on what's happening in Israel, so we will follow and we will update you probably tomorrow if there will be any changes. Thank you very much. Thank you.